And by the time I broke out of the tree line, I was in a full-fledged storm. I mean, it was terrible in a word.
Action. Oh, sorry.
My name is Lucky, and I thru hiked in 2015 in 4 months and some few odd days. Actually,
I
that's
was wondering if you were going to put that in
that's
there.
a fact, but it's really not the truth. I thru hiked in 4 months and okay, 29 days. So this story happened up north somewhere. I can't remember whether it was in New Hampshire or Maine, but it was up there in the far north where the tops of the mountains don't have any trees on. And I started out that day. It was really not all that bad a day. It was not cold, not when I started, and it was misty, a little rain. But I mean, you know the rule: no rain, no pain, no main. So you hike. So I I suited up and took off. And I climbed this mountain, and the more I climbed, the more it rained. And the wind blew more, and the colder it got. And by the time I broke out of the tree line, I was in a full-fledged storm. I mean, it was terrible in a word. And I'd already sent home my winter clothing, so I was just getting killed. Is what it amounted to. And I wanted to get off the top of that mountain in the worst sort of way. And down below me, I could see the tree line, and I needed to get in the tree line. But this trail just kept going here, there, and yonder across this rocky top. And I was really thinking about, I've got to make a go, no-go call here pretty soon. I have got to get off this ball. That's the long and the short of it. And if I have to make a run for the tree line, just any way I can, and leave the trail, that's what I'm going to have to do to get out of this wind. Wind's not so bad unless you mix it with cold or you mix it with wet. And when you mix the three of them together, this is a serious problem. It wasn't all that cold, but it was wet and it was windy, blowing me hard. Well, I finally make it to the tree line, and I'm rolling as fast as I can, which really isn't all that fast, get right down to it, but as fast as I can go. And I'm into the tree line finally, and I'm anxious to get to the bottom. I need warmer weather. I need to get out of this storm. But on the way down, it's just one cliff after another cliff after another. It was a problem. Well, whatever. It doesn't get me. I finally get to the bottom, and I know there's a shelter down there. I know it's not far either. So I'm walking along, and the trail turns back uphill. And I walk, I don't know, 50, 100 yards, and the trail's going uphill, and I'm saying, I am not going there again. That's all there is to that. I'm not going back up on top. And up there in the north, and this is not true in the south, but up in the north, they got a lot of privies that are built right beside the trail. I mean, I'm talking 6 feet. Well, I just passed one of these privies, so I thought, that's the answer. I turned around, I went back to this privy. I didn't go very far because I didn't like to walk south. But I got in this privy, pretty nice privy. I was out of the wind, I was out of the rain, I was so thankful. I stripped off my wet clothes. I had dry clothes in my pack. I put on dry clothes. I started feeling a lot better. And then I broke out my food. And this was a privy. It had a john there, or a toilet seat, and then it had a shelf on both sides, so you could put the lid down and get up on the shelf and put your feet up on the wall. You could just about lay down, not quite, but I mean, you could about lay down in that place. So I started breaking out my food and having lunch. I'm warm. The wind's howling outside, but it ain't getting me, and it's raining still. I've got it made, and so I started eating, and pretty soon now I go to sleep. I mean, I'm warm and dry, and I go to sleep. And a couple of hours go by. I'm sleeping there on my feet, propped up on that thing, and my bottom sitting on the toilet seat. And there's a knock at the door. Don't. I wake up. I open the door, and there's this woman outside. The storm has gone away. It's a pretty good-looking day outside. This woman's looking at me like, what are you doing? And I say, lady, you just give me 1 minute, and I'll be out of here. I didn't get all my stuff together. And so I started packing up stuff like crazy. I get it all together, and I go out on this. This privy had a little porch on it. She's sort of standing on it. I go out there, and she, I say, okay, it's all yours. And she says to me, why didn't you go into the shelter? And I said, where is the shelter? And she said, about 100 yards up the trail.
I like it, I dig it, I want more of it.